Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. This is a show that provides tools and insight to build the life and homestead of your dreams. Today is Wednesday, not December, it's January, everybody. It's January 5th, as a matter of fact, Wednesday. And today, after reading this morning's devotionals, we're going to go to 48 Days, The Rudder of the Day by Dan Miller, author of 48 Days to the Work You Love. And today's reading is titled Dreamers of the Day. Your dreams may be the real beginnings of the future you want. In 7 Pillars of Wisdom, T.E. Lawrence says, quote, "There are dreamers, but not all human beings dream equally. Some are dreamers of the night, who in the dusty recesses of their mind dream and wake in the morning to find it was just vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous people because they act their dreams into reality with open eyes." Close quote. Now there's a clear picture. Dreamers of the day are dangerous because they act their dreams into reality with open eyes. In today's sophisticated technological world, we often dismiss our night dreams as the result of too much pizza or having too much on our minds when we went to bed. But what about those daydreams? Are they to be dismissed as just random thoughts passing through our brains? Or could they be the seeds of creative problem solutions, great new opportunities and insights waiting to be fulfilled? Quote, "Cherish your visions and your dreams as they are the children of your soul, the blueprints of your ultimate accomplishments." Close quote. Napoleon Hill. Henry Ford was famous for wanting his employees to spend time thinking and dreaming. Does your employer encourage you to think and to dream? Have you ever taken a dream and acted it into reality? Where have your best ideas started? Don't underestimate the value of your literal night dreams as well, for problem solving and creative approaches to your solution. And by all means, keep dreaming during the day. Tap into those recurring thoughts and ideas that have followed you for years. Quote, "All successful men and women are big dreamers. They imagine what their future could be, ideal in every respect, and then they work every day toward their distant vision, that goal or purpose." Close quote. Brian Tracy. If you can't dream it, it won't likely happen. Success doesn't sneak up on us. It starts as a dream that we combine with a clear plan of action. Become a dreamer of the day and watch your success soar. Quote, "Nothing happens unless first a dream." Close quote. Before we ask ourselves a couple questions that provide some direction for today, we're going to take a look at something from the Bible, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2. "And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet in appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And the questions for today. What is a recurring dream that you have had? Could it be the seed for a direction God wants you to move into? Again, those questions. What is a recurring dream that you have had? Could it be the seed for a direction God wants you to move into? All right. What direction does God want you to move into? Right? This is something that this question, this idea that I'm not living my life for myself. Was always kind of foreign to me. I'd like to think that I'm a sovereign individual, a free man. Many of us do. We're not. All of this is temporary. All of this is nothing. But does that mean we have to be these nihilistic people that don't look forward to anything and have fun in life? No. It also doesn't mean that we have to be one of these supremely positive people all the time. And it's difficult because sometimes I read stuff like we read this morning, these various quotes by Napoleon Hill and Brian Tracy and Carl Sandburg, and I oftentimes feel like I get caught up in I don't know, the supreme positivity, the affirmation people, the Stuart Smalley types. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. It's funny because I think there's something to be said for affirmations. I think there's a lot to be said for personal growth and development and self-work. But I think the approach that a lot of people take is precisely why they don't stick with it in the long run. Because a lot of people are looking to some guru, to some person that wants to sell you something, right? Ebook that leads you to another course to unlock the next level that you've got to pay for. And it's always something. Now, don't get me wrong. These individuals are just doing what they believe to be is capitalism. And I'm all for the free market. I am all for the counter market. I am I don't want to get into labels and anarchist and agorist and all of those things right now, but markets are going to market, folks. And the gurus have their market. There's a lot of seekers out there, just like us. And unfortunately, the world is not quite like us. it's fortunate that we have our little community that we do. On Telegram, t.me/allaroundgrowth. It's a nice place to connect with people that don't think you're crazy. Right? So let's revisit those questions here at the stop sign to provide direction for today. What is a recurring dream that you have had? Could it be the seed for a direction God wants you to move into? A recurring dream that I've had is this dream of the homestead. Self-sufficient, truly. On the land, regenerative, truly. Not having to leave, except for the infrequent trips, maybe once a week into town, at the most. The idea of homesteading is nothing new. I'm thinking back right now to when I first left home in my late teens, did the college years, moved out to Colorado in my early 20s. Didn't really think too much about homesteading there. Moved back to Ohio and then moved down to North Carolina in my mid-late 20s. And that was when the idea first came to me. That was when I first worked on an organic farm, a work exchange for produce. That was when I was first introduced to the slow food movement. That was when I was first introduced to good living. And that was around the time when my parents bought the property where we all live now. That was around 2008. And if everyone remembers at that time, there was a housing market crash. They had closed on the property, or were in the process of closing on the property, leading into that crash. And it impacted them, and they were not able to build according to the plans that they had made at that time. And I had moved back from North Carolina at this time to help them with everything. And this was 2008, 2009, I guess, when I moved back, late 2008. Because things were put on hold, and here I was, and I'd left North Carolina, I decided to take a job. That was where I first started working in the field of forestry. I got paid to walk transmission lines, collect data, look at trees, and be on the road and travel. I did that for a few years, worked my way into management, did that for a few years before moving out to California. And it was during this time the corporate days when I entirely forgot about my dreams and actually encouraged my parents to sell the property. And it took all of that to be in California, of all places, Southern California at that, for me to discover a podcast called The Survival Podcast, hosted by Jack Spirko. And I first heard of this podcast probably 2011. And listened to it voraciously. Every episode to date that next year while I was working in the field, because during the holidays at that time I had made the decision to move back home and revisit this dream of building a homestead with my parents. We didn't really know what we were doing, but here we are 10 years later. We finally were able to build. And that recurring dream has become reality. As I pull in here to the day job, I realize that this is one component of the reality that life is. But it shouldn't be the component that dominates, and I will not let it be that again. There are 7 aspects of our life, friends: financial, physical, personal development, family, spiritual, social, and career. We want to live a balanced life. And in the show notes, I'll link to the 2022 Goal Setting Workbook, which helped me do exactly that. And it'll help you do the same. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's show. I look forward to catching you tomorrow on the next episode. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.